Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about the new FNAF movie. We watched it last week, and as to my prior knowledge to Five Nights at Freddy's, I didn't play the game. Well, I tried to play the first game, but I was too much of a pussy to bear the jump scares. But most of my knowledge comes from the game theory videos on the lore itself. So I have some idea with the timeline on the first to the third game. Before we watch the film, I already have an idea that the film critics weren't really that happy with how the movie was created. And if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes, the film is pretty low. However, if you look at the audience score, it has a very high difference compared to the critics one. And after watching the movie, I am pretty sure that if you are not a fan of the game and you don't have an idea what the lore is, there's a high chance that you'll hate the movie or you'll just get bored to it. And of course, just by looking at the comments, there are also people who don't have a single clue with what the games are and still enjoy the movie with their children. On the other hand, if you are a fan, most likely you'll enjoy it and love the references inside the movie. So this film starts with Mike, our main protagonist. Mike has some tendencies to show some mental problems because of his old trauma. In the past, it is known that his brother disappeared and was kidnapped. Mike also has a younger sister, which is Abby, and her aunt want to take custody of her sister so she can get that money. Due to Mike's trauma, he tends to have some nightmares when he sleeps. This got worse when he started working inside Freddy Fazbear. And I have to be honest, the first to fourth night was very painfully slow. The first 40 minutes felt like an hour, and it did not help that there was lack of tension. All we get is that Mike, every time he falls asleep in his shift, which is kind of weird by the way because he's a security guard, he gets a nightmare of him being in the woods and his brother getting kidnapped. This happens on, and that scene was very repetitive for me. Of all the scenes they chose the uninteresting part of the film. The shot was terrible, and yes, some may say that this is for character development, but it's nearly an hour and nothing is happening, and you only have 40 minutes left. I guess I was wondering what will happen to make the film more interesting. Then we see Vanessa. Vanessa is a mysterious policewoman that will help Mike and will give some information about the abandoned restaurant. And in my opinion, aside from the aunt, Vanessa was one of the worst parts of the film. From a non-fan standpoint, we see her being suspicious, and you'll observe that she knows quite a lot within the premises. And she knows that there was something going on with the animatronics. I didn't like how she became a therapist to Mike and was just listening to his problems, and it felt off for being a policeman. And on the fourth night, Abby went to Fazbear's, where the animatronics moved and built a castle. And this is where me and my friend was just thinking, what the fuck is happening to this film? I watched this film knowing that this was a horror movie, and I see this scene and it's just funny and sad at the same time. The scene where they were building a castle was the part where I realized that I just wasted the time of my life. You'd expect that from a horror movie you'll get a lot of jump scare or thrill or something intense. But this is PG-13, so they limited a lot of things, especially the gore. I actually expected some gore. Just from rewatching the trailer, it felt misleading, and I expected something different. And this film felt like a waste because the production was really good. Like on a 20 million budget, Blumhouse really did great on capturing the animatronics and Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria looked like. They perfected the scene and the setting, but most of the time, they often used the dream sequence, which felt longer than it took. But yeah, at the end of the day, they still earned a lot in this film, and the fans are happy. If you are a furry, you'd definitely like this movie. So if you like Chica being thick, then this is a godsend to you probably. I guess that's it. See you when we see the 6-hour sex scene of Markiplier on the next movie.
There's sperm in my eyes, dick in my thighs, there's multiple members. I'm cashing all these checks to buy more male strippers.